Hello everybody, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. And in this video I'm going to be talking about the step up spawn that just came out. So these step up spawns are actually one of the best, literally the best monster spawn in the game, and one of like the second best, I believe, the second best way to attain awakening for your monster, or maybe the third. It's tied in second place with the recommended packs, because the recommended packs are cheap as crap now. Literally, oh, they don't even, there they are. Okay, literally the recommended packs are cheap as crap. 35 awakening news are now $37, and by the time you get $37 in the gem spawn, it would be around 90 gems. So you're literally spawning 1 or 2 times, and usually you wouldn't get a 35 cost monster right off the bat. Sometimes you can actually get a 35 cost monster. Since they are the max right now for this step up spawn, it is possible to get one on your first try, but most likely, more than not likely, you're probably not going to get one. It's still possible. Rates are definitely not dead on any of these monsters, so you actually have a chance to obtain 35s and 34 costs on your first try. Definitely, it's probably not going to happen. You're probably going to attain a 33, but let me tell you right now, it is very possible to obtain some of this stuff even on your second spawn. You might not even have to do your third spawn. You could possibly attain it on your second spawn. Now keep in mind, the third spawn is a guarantee, so I would recommend getting enough gems to make sure you can do the last step, because if you can't do the last step, I definitely don't recommend doing this. The step up second spawn, like the second step up, is good, but there's no way you're guaranteed to get that, and you could just be throwing 15 gems down the drain potentially. So definitely make sure you can do the third spawn before you actually spawn this. Seriously, I do not recommend doing this unless you can do the third spawn, just in case, because the third spawn actually guarantees you one of these monsters from the list. Okay, so with that being said, literally old treasure spawn monsters or previous treasure spawn monsters, some of these were actually treasure spawn monsters not even a couple months ago, or possibly a couple months ago. I'm not exactly sure of the time space. And then some of these were previously treasure spawn monsters near the beginning of this year and what so not. So like literally a lot of these monsters are extremely rare, exclusive monsters that are now easy to obtain. For 46 gems, you actually have really good rates on all of these monsters. Good rates for the second step up, and then the third step up guarantees one of them. As for the list became updated because they add Belruza. Belruza is a great Unison priority monster. Her increased usage gauge of all allies by 20 can help out increase the usage gauge before the team destroys you. She also increased status alignment resistance of allies by 40, just in case you have a monster on your side of the team you just want to make like paralyze them or make them really weak or whatever. This monster helps prevent that with better rates, and she increases the max HP and the stats of all allies by 40% as well, so you have a little bit of extra tanking on top of it and what's so not. So that is very good overall when it comes to defending yourself. Well, just setting up a pre-defense, let me say, Madia is a lot better of a choice when it comes to defense. But as for this monster, it's not bad either. Like, it has stuff that Madia doesn't have, so it like fits it. It's like a good filler in for Madia overall, is what I'm trying to say, and what's so not. So definitely a good monster when it comes to that. Mainly a player versus player monster. Don't really recommend it for player versus enemy whatsoever. Just not good for player versus player. Amoni is not all too good. She does heal like a crap ton at once, and then she does increase the maximum gauge of Unison, so she kind of gives like 10 Unison right off the bat, and then she gives another 20 to all allies except yourself, so that's not bad. She does give 30 Unison right off the bat, and she does heal like a crap ton at once. She does do some good damage. She can be useful and what's so not, but I can't really say she's nowhere near top tier. Like, she's good monster, definitely, but it's nowhere near top tier. She gives 30 Unison, and that's probably her best ability right there. And her constant heal. Her constant heal and her huge heal, it looks like. Yeah, her constant heal and her huge heal. Oh, no. She doesn't have a huge heal. I was thinking of the wrong monster. She has a constant heal, and it looks like they mixed her around. Okay, so her Unison is really her best ability. And then we got Misanari, Liatu, and Espada. Espada is really good for awakening. That's literally what I would recommend Espada for. Other than that, I wouldn't worry about Espada at all, literally. Liatu and Misanari are very good monsters. Liatu and Misanari are still, I wouldn't say they're meta anymore, but like they're the second best choice. Like, they're alternate meta. If you don't have like the meta monsters, they are great alternate meta monsters. Misanari mainly player versus enemy. Can be a player versus player, but only when it comes to guild battles. Nowhere is Misunari recommended in the Coliseum. Liatsu, on the other hand, recommended in pretty much player versus enemy, and recommended in player versus player. It can be used in player versus enemy because of her hero. Her star element cast gives 40%. It's a field buff that gives 40% magic attack and attack increase, and she reduces the cost recovery speed of all enemies and the action speed of all enemies as well. So right there, that's a really nasty combo in guild battle, especially with the hero, because the hero and that, I think, work well with each other, and that's like the only buff hero actually works with, I think. Other than that, hero doesn't work with any other buffs. And then Misunari has time element. Instead, it's 30% of an increase of stats for all allies. Now here's where it gets nasty. The reduced ability cooldown time for all allies, the increased usage gauge, and the increased cost recovery speed is a really nasty, like incredibly nasty combo. Seriously, it is really nasty because that's just going to give you Unison quickly, and on top of it, you're doing more attacks at once, so that's a lot more damage. Okay, so that's pretty much what they have offered in the step up spawn. So if you're interested in those monsters, go ahead. A lot of you late end gamers that are still watching this, like I think Steph was your old name, right? If you already have the awakened monsters you need, like the list didn't really update too much. So if you already have like all the awakening you need and you already have like most of these monsters, I definitely don't recommend doing the step up spawn anymore. For most of you, you probably want to do the step up spawn so that way you can get better monsters and then you can get the awakening. If you already have the monsters, this is a second best spawn for awakening. The first best spawn doesn't come out often. The first best spawn is really a rare spawn that occurs like once every 2-3 months, so it's going to take a while before it comes back out again. So the next best way is the step up spawn, and these are constantly reoccurring spawns. So definitely, if you need awakening or if you need better monsters, definitely look at the spawn and try it out. Not bad rates at all. Second step up, actually like a 2% SSR rates, but the only thing that gets increased by 2% is all the monsters I just showed you. Every monster on the list gets a 2% on the second step up spawn. Not like a solid 2% like an SSR, like it shows 8. All the monsters get a solid 2%. 2% increase in the SSR rates. So that's a lot right there just for the monsters alone. And then at the third step up, you're guaranteed to get one. So they have really nasty rates on top of it. So definitely I would recommend the step up spawn overall, unless you're really late game and you already have all the awakening you need and most of the monsters you need. Thank you for tuning in and thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. This is the AzureWrath. I'm out. Peace.